Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk about something a little more off the cuff, not really have any plot points like I sometimes do for my videos, and just talk to you as a person. I want to talk about someone stealing your joy or comic book joy in this situation, because this is a comic book channel, and how to kind of prevent it and not deal with it. There are so many ways to consume comic books. Specifically, I talk more about DC Comics than anything. I talk about indies quite a bit, and I try to do some good recommendations, but that doesn't always mean we are going to agree on those recommendations. There are plenty of people out there that don't enjoy the same type of books, and that's why there is made to be a wide variety of books. Some people don't want to consume DC at all. There are different platforms for that, right? You have Marvel, you have Image, you have Dark Horse, you have Dynamite, but you also have Indiegogo, you also have Kickstarter, you also have Tapas and Webtoons, you have fan-made comics. There are a huge variety for people to consume. You have back issues. You have apps like DC Infinite, which has a mass amount of older stories like The Authority or, anything. You want to read the original run of Injustice before you watch the movie? Great. Go to that app and do it. There are plenty of ways to consume comics, but that isn't even necessarily what I want to get. The internet is a terrible place. Unfortunately, that is true. If you've been on it for any longer than 5 minutes, you know that there are going to be people out there that try to make you feel bad. Whether it is a comment to a comment to a comment, somebody is going to. It is likely you have either been, trolled or harassed. It is likely you have been called a name. That is pretty normal on the internet because it gives anonymity. One thing I noticed, and something I do every single morning, and I actually had to pay attention because I noticed myself doing it. Every single morning when I wake up, I drink a cup of coffee. I usually 5 out of 7 days, I either run or I get on my treadmill and run, or you do different high intensity circuit exercises, right? But one thing I noticed that I do is check my phone. I noticed, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. In between, or slowing down, I would check my phone. I would listen to videos and listen to the audio and still notice myself checking. So one thing I had to do was during that time period, specifically get away from it, right? And I actually think it helps a lot. It kind of hinders your time online. If you're going to only have 24 hours a day and you're spending 2 to 3 hours of that, and that's on a low end. I'm talking not for myself in general. That's on a low end. On some sort of social media app, whether it is YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, at least spend it in a positive way. You don't have to follow comic professionals that are nasty. You don't have to follow people, even if they're your friends, that are nasty. It's really easy to simply mute someone, especially on platforms like Facebook and Twitter and such. Maybe not so much on here, but it's easy to block. I usually don't unless it's something extremely derogatory. I did have just the most wonderful comments as of late. I've been kind of getting these weird ones where they're trying to get me to pay them money so they don't dox me. And that's still, they're threatening to leak nudes. And it's just like, you don't have them. So I'm not worried about it. You get this a lot. And by people, you have no idea who they are. So spend the time that you are on social media surrounded by people that you enjoy, even if it's just cat videos or videos of epic fails. Spend it with time that you really enjoy. My favorite thing to do right now is to go back and read. For this month, I'm going back and reading some old horror comics, and I'm going to start reviewing them. I already started a little bit when it comes down to my countdown to Halloween. I love it. I'm reading Arkham, Gone to Hell, in Hell, and it's by Dan Slott. right? I've talked about Dan Slott on this channel before, and it's amazing because he's a terrible person, but he's a fascinating and really in-depth writer, and he's not afraid to take a chance, and he does really, like, I understand he's known more for Spider-Man, but my God, I would read his Arkham characters all the time. I love his Doodlebug. I love his Humpty Dumpty. I think they're amazing. Jane Doe, amazing. I actually really enjoy it, not knowing that person, not knowing what kind of person that person is, if that makes sense. If you want to get blackpilled, stay online. You will. You will eventually get blackpilled. But if you want to live in reality, a place where we can all enjoy each other and have civil conversation and discourse, enjoy some time to yourself. Enjoy some time just to sit down and read. Make sure you start when it comes to, I read every single one of my comments, right? In human nature, we're going to focus on the negative. We absolutely are. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's going to, for a while, tug at your heartstrings, right? That one comment, that terrible thing someone said, that threat, that there's a lot. Trust me. You if it's not deleted quickly, you'll see it. What I've learned to do is I get some great comments, absolutely great comments. I focus on those. I make sure if I've seen you in the comment section, I read it in its entirety. Raymond Candela always leaves me amazing messages telling me exactly what he thinks. There are amazing people out there. Leo, Robert, there's so many. Jobustify, there are so many. They all leave great comments, and that's what I learn to focus on. Besides putting myself on a social media diet, because that absolutely has to be done. That has to be something that you do. I started unfollowing negative channels, right? Doing so makes, when I see something that is, how the mass media would like to say, misinformation, it irritates me. Disingenuous people irritate me. People with very little lack agency, people that spread false information willingly, irritate me. So I have to purposefully distance myself, or I will react to a reaction, right? Does that make sense? So a lot of times when I see the disingenuous stuff between manga and comics, or graphic novels and trade paperbacks, or different things, I react. Even if I don't realize I'm doing so, later on, I'm like, I should have kept my mouth shut. I put my foot in my mouth time and time and time again. And that's why my channel will never grow. But that's also why, in a way, I'm true to myself, because I've never placated or tried to placate. Wrong is wrong. Evil is evil. If you're trying to cancel somebody in a job, no matter what they've done or no matter what, don't say you're against cancel culture if you're doing the exact same thing. And this is done time and time again on social media, and it irritates me. So I have to distance myself. I think starting that purge of channels that I'm subscribed to really, really helps me not react, right? Another thing is learning my limitations, right? When it comes to negativity. I've said plenty of times on my channel that negativity bugs me more than I don't have as thick of skin as I should. So instead, I kind of turn it around and make it my strength, right? Whereas I thought that negativity would bug me, I learn from it, I grow from it. Unless it's just somebody going, ooh, I'm going to dox you, or ooh, you're going to be the cat lady. I just ignore that. But I can also learn from the constructive criticism that is given. Sometimes it's with my volume. It's messed up. Sometimes it is with something simple like the way that a picture ran across the screen. I can learn from each and every one of those things. So you can't control others, and they can't control you. And that goes with actions, opinions, belief systems, morals, anything. And I think once we learn that, it's going to help a lot. That got a lot more deep than I meant to. This originally started out as Find Your Comic Joy, but I went into it way too much. I apologize. So anyways, back to Finding Your Comic Joy. Just don't let, if something I'm doing a video on and you don't like when I talk about anti-SJWs, don't click on those videos. I try to do something positive every day to negate the negative. And I understand why you would want to avoid that, because maybe you love those people. Even in the absence of real information, maybe you do. And I understand that. I really do. Stay away from those. Come back for the comic reviews. Come back when we talk about injustice or we talk about Johnny Depp. Come back for those videos. Stay away from the negative. And that's okay. I understand that. More than anyone, I understand that. I just wanted to say, don't let anyone talk you out of what you love. I think it's really important to find your comic joy. And if that's Batman and you love Batman, more power to you. I'm right there with you. If you don't like anything at DC and you think that Squirrel Girl is the best thing you've ever read, that's fucking awesome. Let's talk about it. Either way, let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.